Hi, everybody. Karen Sullivan here, and I thank you for joining me live if you are joining me live. And for those of you who are watching this in replay, thanks a lot for checking in with me. This is the second week that we're doing a question and answer. Inquiring minds are out there and asking me questions all the time. I find often at the gym even or in public when people know me and they see me out of my element of working with a class or a personal training client, and they'll ask me questions. And I think that people feel uncomfortable doing it, but I love it. I just love it. So that's why I decided to try and start this quorum so that I can make myself available to questions. So I'm covering 3 a week. I did 3 last week, and this is the second week. I'm hoping it catches on. If you have a question, just send it to me. And if you see me on a daily basis, write it on a slip of paper. I will not use your name. So it'll be quiet. It'll be nice and confidential, anything that I say. But I think you would be floored at how many people will say when they see this show and I'm answering your questions, and they'll go, I wondered that too. I have that same issue. So really, if you feel that you have a question, bring it on, bring it on. So you know that while these things are on Facebook, I also have a YouTube channel, and you can follow me there and you'll get emails and updates that when I've posted something new, because some of the things I do, I don't post here on Facebook, and they're just only on YouTube. So anyway, follow me in both places. Now, we have 3 great questions today. And the first one is where someone asked me about a product from another company. Now, as you know, I'm an affiliate of Shaklee Corporation, and that's my chosen affiliation. I believe in it. It's the same way the Recplex in St. Peters, Missouri is my chosen gym. I've been at other places at other times, and at this point in my life, this is where I want to be. The same way it goes with the Shaklee products and the company on the whole. I just really support them 150%. So I'd like to say I don't know about this company, and I'm not going to name the company nor the product that this person was asking about. But I want to give you a little bit of history on working with clients and questions that I've been asked. I used to be asked all the time about dieting, and somebody would hear of a new diet, and they had a friend that had lost a lot of weight, and so they would say, "Hey, Karen," when we were training, or if we were I was teaching a class before or after class, they'd talk to me, and they'd say, "There's this new diet, blah 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 blah," and they'd explain it to me. Well, you know what I did? I'm trying to be helpful Hannah, and I would go to the store. I would buy the book, which was always only available in hardbound. And I would get the book and I would read it and I would research it and I would try to figure out, what they were saying. And I was looking at the science behind it. And you know me, it has to be scientific fact. Okay. It has to be proven. And let me tell you something. It was exhausting. Number 1. Number 2, I wasn't going to do anything with the information except go back and voice my opinion about the program, which my opinion is my opinion. And albeit professional, at the same time, it's just my opinion. And I am a real proponent of everybody making those decisions for themselves. Okay. So I was spending a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of energy. And I finally decided, wait a minute, no, this is what I believe. So I wrote a book, boom, The Zen of Weight Loss, and followed up with a second, which is the companion journal. It teaches you how to journal. So that's my approach. If you want to know what the approach is, that's my approach about exercise and diets. Okay. So I gave that up. As a matter of fact, when we moved to Atlanta a few years ago, I took all of those books to the library and donated them. They were in perfect shape. I had just read through them once. I didn't highlight and write in them. So they were my gift to the library, and other people can look at them. Okay. So talking about the company and the product that this person had asked me about, I didn't even bother researching it. But what I do know is this: Shaklee Corporation started by a man named Forrest Shaklee, and he was a doctor. He was a chiropractor, and a lot more. He also had degrees in philosophy and theology, and he was a minister and just an entrepreneur, just an incredible man. And in 1915, he made Vitalized Minerals, and he was in direct contact. They were sort of like sharing their discoveries and their science with the man who invented and really was attributed with, and I can't remember his name, and I didn't write it down, silly me, but vitamins and minerals, and his name begins with an F, and I believe he was from Iceland or Norway. Anyway, faux pas for me to not have that name for you. But anyway, so Dr. Shaklee was a scientist, and really he got these vitalized minerals. I know his family used them, and probably his patients too. And after he had a full career, he was in his 60s, he decided to retire from what he was doing with his practice, and he started Shaklee Corporation with his two sons, and they invested into it, and they began the program. So you're talking about, first his lifetime, and the Shaklee story is phenomenal. If anybody is interested in that book, I have a copy, and I can tell you a little bit more about it, just on a one-to-one basis, because it's just intriguing. He was a busy man, and very, very, very productive and positive thinking. Boom. So after all that career, he went and started Shaklee in 1956. And to this date, we've been in business for over 60 years, research and development that is phenomenal. There are over 120 published papers, 71 patents and patents pending. Athletes from the United States are using the Shaklee products to power them in the Olympics. There are 121 medals that have been won by athletes who are taking the Shaklee supplements. There are 30 that are in the Olympics right now. And there are also phenomenal projects that are done. The Daedalus Project, I think that's how you pronounce that. Climbing Everest, and the Pete Steger who did that. There's also like Commander Mark Kelly, who was on the shuttle Endeavour. He used the products while he was, all the time, and especially when he was in the shuttle, and it helped to keep his body healthy. Then his brother, who is Captain Scott Kelly, used it on the International Space Station. So you have a lot of people who really are conscientious about their food. They're conscientious about their nutrition, their health, their fitness, and they're pushing their bodies beyond what we do. I mean, you might work hard in a fitness class and you might work hard all week, but these people are just doing that peak performance that can come from the products that we have will help you to get there. The science team that we have looks like a who's who of Nobel laureates. The most recent one that joined us 2 or 3 years ago was Elizabeth Blackburn, who really discovered telomeres, and they're the end caps on the end of, this is a oversimplification for sure, but it's on DNA, and it has to do with replication of cells and maintaining the integrity of your DNA so that when the cells are replicated, there's not a breakdown. The breakdown is what causes aging. And so Dr. Blackburn is, not only on the science team and the board, she goes into the laboratory, into the Shaklee labs, and works with the other scientists in there too. So that's what I know. That's what I stand by, and that's what I believe. And it's not just a matter of, it's just, a direct sales marketing, or some people will say it's that multi-level marketing thing. This is a way that was conscientiously chosen to get information and the product directly to the public. And that's what I believe in. So that's why I'm affiliated with them. Okay. On to question 2. I love this one. How can I lose 20 pounds fast? Don't you love that word? Those of you that know me know that I am always really concerned about people that want to do this microwave weight loss, and they're going to try to lose weight really, really fast. Fast doesn't stick. It really doesn't. And when you're trying to do something fast, you don't learn anything. And well, let me back up a little bit. So first I want to say that's the easy part. Losing the weight is the easy part. Okay. You're going to monitor your activity and your movement and your exercise and try to make sure that you're moving at least 20 minutes a day, every day, 7 days a week. Okay. Then you're going to watch your food and your food intake and what you're eating and choose the stuff that you know makes you feel good. Stop eating the stuff that makes you feel bad. Okay. And in order to do that, I always recommend a journal, which is why I wrote this, to teach you how to journal. You can get these on Amazon. Okay. The covers are different. The cover on this one is different, but it's the same book inside. So here's the thing. So you're going to start off, you're going to try to lose your weight. You're going to move 20 minutes a day, at least 20 minutes a day, any kind of exercise, whether it's walking or running or lifting weights or swimming, but something where you're working hard for at least 20. Try to push it to maybe 30 minutes if you can, if you're just starting out. Eventually, perhaps you can get to an hour a day. Okay. So you're going to be moving. Then you're going to look across the board at, okay, these are the foods that I eat. This is how I eat. This is what I do. And you're going to give up one thing that you know is not good for you. And you're going to add something that you know should be in your diet. Okay. So let's say you look at your diet and you go, well, I really kind of drink too much soda. So you're going to cut out your soda. That's your one thing. That's one thing. Okay. One thing. And then you look at your diet and you go, I really am not eating enough vegetables. So you add one kind of vegetable. So it's start with a serving and do whether it's sauteed vegetables or a salad, something. Okay, so you're going to add one good thing, take away one bad thing. And here's the part that you're not going to like. And it is never cheat, ever, until you get your weight off. Okay. Until you get your weight off. All right. So here you go. You're at your goal and you feel so good about it. You dropped the 20 pounds you went to whatever event you were going to and you look fantastic and it's great. But what did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your body, about the dietary things that maybe not everybody has? I have a friend who just can't eat fruit. Occasionally, a little bit. But if she has too much, she has problems with her blood sugar. It drives her to eat more food. And those are things she discovered by what? What did she use? What is it? Yes, you're right. A journal. She journaled, she wrote down her foods, and then she realized, on this day she had written in the margin, boy, I was famished. I was so hungry. Well, and then she finds the correlation, be a scientist, between when she had the fruit and the fact that she was hungry after. Okay, so it's different for everybody. It may not happen to you, but you won't know until you really look at it. So keeping the food, the food in line with understanding how it's going to affect you is key to a successful program. Now, when I say don't cheat, I mean, while you're trying to lose weight, because it's almost like you let the drawbridge comes down and you're going to, okay, acquiesce. Okay, I am going to a wedding and I am going to have cake. Or I know that at this wedding, they're serving this fantastic bread and rolls. So I'm going to go to this wedding and I am going to eat that and enjoy it. And then I'll go back to my diet, right? But there's something about letting that drawbridge down. And once you drop your guard and let it down, it is very difficult to get back on board. Now, the way that you can get back on is with your mindfulness and finding your motivation and your why. You can check on my YouTube channel, and there are some other videos that talk about motivation and mindfulness. You can also go to Life Health More with no punctuation.net. And that's my page that takes you to the advanced tutorials about doing the whole program, getting it done. And you'll be getting an email newsletters and blogs and those sorts of things that come only to people who are subscribed to that. It doesn't come if you're on Facebook. You don't get those things if you're on YouTube. And it's the premier stuff. It's the stuff that I share with clients on a one-to-one basis. Okay. Which I still do, as a matter of fact. So doing it that way is much better, because you want it to be a forever after thing. You want to be healthy and strong forever, right? And you want to get that weight off and get to a healthy weight, which kind of leads me into my third question. It was great the way these questions came in this week. And remember, you can ask me, either hand me a piece of paper with a question on it, or drop a comment in the comment box and say, hey, how about for next week you answer this question? So this person said to me, I want to get off my blood pressure medicine. Now, how do I do it? Well, that's a real sticky thing, because I am never going to advise anybody ever, not even myself, to get off your blood pressure medicine, or any medication for that matter. And so I say to you, don't decide you're just going to stop taking your medication. Okay. Talk to your doctor and tell them you want to stop taking your blood pressure medicine. Okay. And tell him that you want his help with that. Now, of course, the first thing he's going to tell you is that you need to get to a healthy weight. Now, when they say healthy weight, don't feel like you have to get every ounce of fat off your body. That's unrealistic. But as a start, if you drop 5 to 10% of your body weight, it will be a really great start, and it will make a huge impact on your health. Trust me, it will, truly. So let's say you weigh 200 pounds. So 20% of that, or 10% of that is 20 pounds. Okay, 5% is 10 pounds. So you start and you think, okay, let me lose 1 pound, and just go from there. Okay, so don't put pressure on yourself. So the healthy weight is really good. Okay, as I'll say, I'm going to repeat this because it's really, really important. Do not stop taking any medication ever, especially heart medicine or blood pressure medication or anything. Don't do it. Talk to your doctor and ask them for help. What I also recommend, because I used to be a pharmacy technician years ago, and talk to your pharmacist to understand about your blood pressure medicine and how it affects you and what the strengths are, and perhaps get some advice from your doctor, from your pharmacist and doctor as well, and try to work that out. I wouldn't tell the doctor that you're getting that advice from the pharmacist, but I would just say, to the doctor, now I know that I'm on 300 milligrams and the next one down is 240 milligrams. Do you think that I could have that? And then see what he says, Okay, so then you're going to go ahead and try to shoot for that weight. And in the other question, I was talking about how to drop that weight. So those are the ways that you can do it to try and drop and get to your healthy weight. Smoking. If you smoke, try to stop. I mean, it's imperative that you stop. And it's not just, I'll stop tomorrow or I'll stop next week. It's really important for you to stop. Even if you weren't on blood pressure medicine, you don't need that in your body. And I know that it's hard, because I used to be a smoker, and what happened was my body got adult onset asthma, and suddenly I couldn't breathe even without the smoke, and I was like, I quit. But try to quit smoking. Okay. Exercising. Again, like in question 2, just start moving 20 minutes a day. Walk. And if you can't walk outside because it's too cold, see if you can get a gym membership. If you live here in St. Charles or St. Charles County, come to the Recplex. It's a great place, okay? Then go ahead and try to limit your alcohol and limit your processed foods. And I say that because we know it has all kinds of additives and preservatives, but one of those additives that it has in it is sodium. And that's where you get the biggest impact of sodium in your diet, is any kind of processed, any of the food that's in boxes and cans and from the center of the store, try to stay away from those, and you want to keep your sodium intake moderate. Okay, some people it's worse than others, but just if you try to give up the processed foods like that, that probably would help you a lot. Caffeine is also something that's just not so great for your whole heart and for your body, and it will help with the blood pressure. And try to reduce your stress. So that's a tough thing, because stress is created within you from either doing good things or bad things. If it's tough times and job issues, money issues, and those sorts of things, that's a toughie. Or the things that are fantastic is a new job, a new baby, changes in living. All that stuff is stress. It's all stress, and you're going to find that you need some help with that. And so the exercise will help. Meditation, just trying to do something like yoga or a Tai Chi, or I exercise class. My classes are fun. So I don't know. I think that you can sort of blow off some steam with doing it that way. Also, and these other things that you're doing for your blood pressure, like not smoking and reducing the caffeine, that'll also help with the stress in your body. Now, I've spoken before about, I always talk about a few products, and I've spoken before about the stress relief that Shaklee sells. And my site to the Shaklee is, my Shaklee website is on this post. And I can't say enough about the stress relief and how much it does help. But I also today wanted to talk about, there are products for blood pressure, and I want to name them off. There is one that's called blood pressure, one that's called CoQ Heart, which is CoQ10, and it has Cutrol in it. And then also there is omega-3. And the omega-3s I love because they're not real big pills. They're also done with a formulated with a triple distillation process. So there's no mercury and leads and those sorts of things, the minerals and stuff, and all the other bad stuff that is in those small fish that can show up in your fishes and your fish oils. So those products are great. I'm not going to belabor that, because on Tuesday, my team Whole Health is doing a webinar, and it will be live on Facebook. The page is Team Whole Health, and it's all about heart care, because it is Heart Month, right? It is Heart Month. The American Heart Association and everybody and his brother is trying to remind you about how to take care of your heart. So I would recommend that you try to watch us, and if you can't watch it there, I will put it on my page, Life Health More. And then that way you'll be able to watch the show. And I'm going to try to get it on my YouTube channel so that you guys can see it and watch it if you can't catch it live during the middle of the day. I know you have work. And if you're here and you are at work and are sneaking a few minutes to watch my show, I appreciate that. This is the show that's probably the longest of anything that I have done so far, because I want to give each question good attention, okay? So, as I can say, please give me more questions, because I need material, and I'll just keep doing this for the next however long. If the questions show up, I'll keep going. In the meantime, have a wonderful, wonderful day, good afternoon, and if there's anything that you need in your life, it's fitness and health and wholeness. And so remember, Life Health More. Thanks. Have a great day.